Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a super fall kind of glam colorful look. I just was inspired by this makeup artist that I saw on Instagram. I actually saw her post a few weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago, and she has beautiful work. I'll link her Instagram below, but this is actually the look that she was doing here. Michelle Palma makeup. And it's just a gorgeous look, and I was like, yeah, I need to do that. I had a little vision what I'm gonna wear. This new top from my friend's boutique, Blushing Pearl. I'll also link that on my description box below. And I just had those vibes, you know? Like on my last video from me coming back to YouTube, I know you noticed I put something about goodbye summer. I mean, I'm from Houston, Texas, so you technically can't get rid of summer, almost never, but we have been getting more of the cooler weather as the year ends. So for me, goodbye summer means like goodbye summer looks, more of the brighter colors, and hello to more fall vibes, because let's face it, September hits and we want the fall vibes, the pumpkin spice everything, and just that's what my inspiration was, and that's kind of like what the looks I have planned for. These coming up videos are going to be towards the fall vibes, so if you want to see how I created this look, just keep watching. So as you can see here, a little out of focus, I got this look inspired from Michelle Palma makeup, and she did start with the bottom lash line. So I'm going to take a brown eyeliner. This is the Milani Stay Put eyeliner in 02 Semi Sweet, and we're just going to basically extend the bottom lash line a little upward. This gives us basically a base for our shape, so that way we don't get too crazy on the outer corner. Then you want to get a flat smudger brush, and you want to get an orangey brown shade. This eyeshadow is from the Morphe 39A Dare to Create palette. I don't have the names of the shadows, but it's the very top two rows. I use the row 1, I use the second shadow, and row 2, I use the first and second shadow. So I tapped all those 3 in there. And then to blend it out a bit, I use the giant middle shadow in the center row, shadow number 4. And it doesn't have to be perfect right now, because we can always go back and blend it and smoke it out a little bit more later. But I just wanted to give us a guideline going upward. Now with the smaller brush and the lighter shade, we're going to take the inner corner all the way out to the outer corner and just buff it out a bit more. Now we're going to go in with a lighter shade of the 3 that I'm using today. This is from the same palette, 39A. This is the second row, eyeshadow number 7. So just look at the second row and count to 7, and that's the orangey brown that I'm using. Right now I'm just going to lay down a basic idea of my shape, as this is going to be a really blended glam look. Once you have your eyeshadow almost to the very end of your eye, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing on your other eye before we move on to the next eyeshadow. Now you're going to take a flatter fluffy brush, that's a tongue twister, a flatter fluffy brush, and start darkening the outer corner. I use the same Morphe 39A palette. This is the very top row, eyeshadow number 7. You want to pack it up and blend it towards the outer corner in an upward motion, not downward. So now that you basically have the shadow packed down the way you want, go back with that first eyeshadow brush. You don't have to add any more color to it. You just want to blend a little bit that orangey brown into that burgundy color. So that way we don't have too many harsh lines to continue with the look. Next, just flip your brush over that same brush that you had the burgundy on. And we're gonna go in with a brighter raspberry color, sticking to the same palette, the same top row, but this is eyeshadow number 6. We're gonna pat that on the lid, but we're not gonna bring it all the way in the inner corner because we want to layer another shadow on top to make it a little brighter. The eyeshadow that I'm layering on top is actually from the Carnival III Tahiti palette from Be Perfect Cosmetics in the shade Pink Lily. It's so beautiful with these tones. Now to deepen out the outer corner a little more and blend out the lash line, I'm going to take a smaller brush and the Be Perfect Carnival XL Pro Palette, the eyeshadow Reckless, and just smudge that all the way down to the inner corner. Now before we go in with the shimmers, go back with your orangey color from the first eyeshadow we used and blend out the top crease colors into the lid colors. Don't worry about it looking messy, just keep blending up. Anytime that you're blending and you bring it too far into the corner or too far into an area where you don't have eyeshadow, you can just get a sponge and go ahead and blend that out. That way you don't have to ruin all the makeup or start all over. Also, you guys, a little disclaimer, I have been a little sick this past week, so excuse my attempt to stop the runny nose. I try to put some tissue in there so that way I wouldn't have to be blowing my nose every 2 seconds, but I thought I hit it very well. Apparently not, so let's just ignore that. And also, if you hear my dogs in the background, again, they're just running around living their best lives. Alright, now you're gonna start with your trusty NYX glitter glue primer. You're gonna start dabbing it a little bit on top of your lid, because we're gonna place the same kind of colors but as a shimmer on top of this look, so that way it can pop even more. So just lightly start tapping on the NYX glitter glue base. Now for the darker area, for the pop of shimmer, we're gonna start with the ABH and Norvina collection volume 1, and it's the eyeshadow C3. We're gonna start tapping that and like a tapping and swiping motion from the outside corner towards the inner half. And then before you get to the inner corner, we're going to switch out our brush and switch out our eyeshadow. We're going to go with the eyeshadow Rum. And this is from Stacey Marie and Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival III palette. Again, that's the shade Rum. And we're going to tap that because it's a more orangey, coppery color in the inner corner and a little bit blended upward. Now we're going to dip back into the Anastasia Norvina Volume 1 palette, the eyeshadow E1. It's just the most beautiful golden peachy pink tone. And you know me, I have to have an inner corner highlight on my eyes. Otherwise, it doesn't feel like a completed look. This eyeshadow just blends and merges perfectly with enough pop to make that inner corner stand out. And then you're going to take whatever face powder you normally use to blend out any areas on the brow bone, because I don't want to shimmer, I don't want it white, I just want to blend that out a little bit. We're going to continue with the black pencil liner. This is the one from Milani, my fave, 01 Linked on Black. We're just doing like a half a pencil liner because I want to smudge it out with the eyeshadow Reckless from the Carnival XL palette. And then again, you want to take it where your crease starts from the outer corner and drag it downward onto your lash line and stop halfway. And then smudge it out with that eyeshadow. Once you're done with your shadows, we're going to go ahead and clean up. I did get a tiny bit of fallout, so you just want to dip your brush into your favorite loose powder. You do one swipe with the powder on it, then you dust it off, flip the brush, and just wipe that powder off lightly. And that way it lifted everything off and blended it out. Alright, we're almost done here. I'm just going to put some inner corner liquid liner because I do like to define my eyes. Otherwise, my eye shape kind of gets lost in translation when I have so much eyeshadow on. So don't forget to line your lash line. Now for a final touch, I want to get a clean, fluffy brush. This one's very dense. And I'm going to lightly start tapping it and patting it upward because I want to blend out that corner. I don't want it to be too sharp or too harsh. I want it to be more blended out. So in this way, the berry color blends into the orange. And then if you happen to blend it out a little too low or too far like I did, just get your sponge and a tiny bit of that face powder and just smudge it lightly. It'll shape it right up. I'm gonna do the lips and lashes off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, and this is the finished result. I went ahead and did my lips and lashes off camera. I will list all the products below as usual. I'm loving this combo. I just can't get enough. I know right now I look a little bit orangey tan, and it's not actually all bronzer. It's this beautiful Burt's Bees blush. It has like the brownie light orangey tones. It's just perfect for fall time, and I don't care if I look orange. I love it. Just make me a pumpkin. As always, I am so thankful for you watching. Please don't forget to like and share the video and my channel, and I will see you in my next video.